Welcome back everyone to the Gaming CPA's channel. Today we are continuing our playthrough of Timberborn and getting our next important task taken care of, killing off the berry bushes. I'm just kidding. Our next goal is going to be creating a dam so that we can save water and survive the droughts. So to do that, I'm going to need planks, and to do planks you need a lumber mill. Now, I can do one of two things for power. I can do a power wheel, which requires a beaver to actually run on it and generate the power, or I can do what I just placed, a water wheel. And this compact water wheel will take power generated from the water and give the plank warehouse power. Now, what I want to do next is I want to create a dam down here in this area and then get rid of these blockades up above my base. And what that's going to do is when I do that, that will allow water to flow down in there and create a blockade and give me unlimited water. And as you can tell now, our compact water wheel is finalized and built, giving our lumber mill some power, which means it can start to create planks. Again, planks are needed for building these next, what I would call tier kind of things and items that will be researched. We're running out of wood, so we need to mark our next wood cutting facility. It looks like our lumber mill is now complete, so I can go ahead and reduce a worker from the district center and go ahead and put them into the lumber mill, meaning we're going to start turning our wood into planks. I built a cool little warehouse just for the planks, so it's going to store 30 planks, and then I place a builder's hut. Those are important for allowing people, basically the builders will carry items and resources to the different little factories and setups. I then build a large industrial pile so that way my lumberjack beavers can start to store excess wood above what can be held in their lumberjack flags. Next, I want to build a forester. So this whole area up here stays green. A lot of it stays green, and when the drought happens though, only a portion of it's going to maintain green. But I think if once I get that water set up and I get the dam complete at the end of this episode, then I can keep all this green and these will just be trees growing the whole time. So first thing I'm going to start off with are going to be the birch trees. These only produce 1 wood every 9 days, so they're not the biggest return on investment. Then I'm going to do pine trees, which are 12 days, and I get 2 wood. So these ones are a little bit better, a little bit more wood, take a little bit longer. And then finally, I do maple trees. Maple trees give me 8 wood, but they do take a full month to grow. So they take a full 30 days, which is a pretty long time. But again, it is 8 trees, which is awesome. I'm actually going to do it on the opposite side of the path as well and basically just place as many as I can that is in a green area, because that's the area that's always going to have water, no problem. Next, I just want to point out the adorable look of the new supplies. The storages are so cute. They put the logo on it and the boxes are a different color. It's amazing. I just like, that's such a cool thing in the update. Next, we have beavers, lumberjacks, that our teeth are getting dull. So you actually can create a teeth grindstone, which will allow the beavers to grind and sharpen their teeth so that way they're more productive, or at least they maintain the same productivity. Now here you can see we're going to create a snake river. It's going to start at the top, move to the left, go through this area, and then go out to the right where the dam is going to be located. So that is what we're going to have to do. We'll just have to destroy a barrier up here and the barrier in the middle, and things will be good to go, and we will have all of this extra water that'll be stored. Next, what we end up doing is we take our... it turns out we're having a beaver not working somehow. We have 3 vacancies and 1 unemployed beaver. Not sure how that works, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to figure it out. And I don't think I actually do figure it out, but somehow that beaver goes and finds employment. So it could have just been a little bit of a glitch, but afterwards it fixes itself, so that is no longer the case. Next, we go ahead and fix a pathway and create it. And then we're going to go ahead and update so that we mark our cutting area to cut some additional trees, as well as the newly planted trees that we will end up planting here shortly once we get more water, because the forester will not plant unless it is water terrain and it is what I would call healthy ground. The forester will go plant at that point. Next, I want to create some breeding pods. Normally you want to put them relatively close to water. They consume water and berries, so having it close to water or berries is normally a good thing, so I place it relatively near to the water storages. All right, we are getting to the point where we're going to build the platforms so that we can get to and place our dam. So what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and build basically these platforms from island to island because my ideal position is kind of down on the southern side of it. So we're going to go ahead and make a pathway right to where I want to be. It's going to be a little bit of a block off, and of course, there is one tree in the way that I have to mark for demolish. And then once I have that, I can build floodgates. Oh my goodness, you guys. I literally love the look of these storages. Look at that. That carrot one is just full. It is such a cool look, and the sunflower seeds are slowly building up as well. I love that update. That's such a cool factor and feature. It may have just been cosmetic, but it really looks nice and cool. I do enjoy it. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually give my beavers a house. You may have noticed they just sleep on the ground all the time. If I give them houses, it will actually help with their happiness, or their, I think it's called their wellness. Which will make them more productive. So I'm actually going to give them finally houses. I really wanted the wood for other things. I'm going to go ahead and pause the second house because I think I only need one to basically house most of the inhabitants. The number cruncher, this is something you want to get as soon as you can. It's going to be a while before I get it, but it produces 10 research a minute, which is incredible. So you definitely want to get that one complete, or maybe it's 10 research an hour. So yeah, you definitely want to try to get that thing built as soon as you can, but it does require some metal and some extra things that I don't quite have yet. So, but what we have up here, you guys, so how I break down my forest is I do a segment of short days, short amount of wood, middle days, middle amount of wood, and longer time frame, a lot of wood. I just recommend doing it. Next thing I do is I mark some more cutting area because we are actually running out of trees. So we need to go ahead and build a new lumberjack flag over here on this island and start harvesting these trees because we need the wood and our forester's not planting fast enough. Finally, we unlock the floodgates. So we're gonna go ahead and build it. This is my look right here. I want these floodgates to be across, and before basically whenever a drought's about to happen, I can raise these floodgates and block them. I am currently out of research, so I decided to build another inventor just to help out as much as it can. We are making progress. We finally demolished that tree. We have the path over there. The floodgates are built. I'm going to go ahead and map things out. So I put down some pathways. I then realized I was one floodgate short. And while I keep waiting for that staircase, that is the final thing I need to be able to actually access this. Our 3-day count happens. The drought is coming in 3 days. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it, but I'm going to try my best to try and make it in time. Again, I just want to showcase this is the water route that's going to happen. I'm going to demolish some of those berries up top. I'm going to demolish this one in the middle, and then that's going to allow water to flow all the way through and down to my base and into the dam. So it looks like our well-being has gone up. We do have shelter, hunger, thirst, carrots, and sunflower seeds. So they have an average of 5 well-being, which is awesome. We have our staircase and our dam slowly being built down on the south end there. So we are making slow progress, but it is good progress. I go ahead and mark the build, I guess, priority to a high, meaning that if there are other build opportunities out there, the beavers will prioritize this build above others. All right, our well-being is up to 6 now, although it looked like it said 4. Maybe it went down, maybe it went up. But our floodgates are having progress made, so that is good. The drought just started, unfortunately, so we didn't make it in time, so we are not going to have a dam built quite yet, so we are going to have to survive one more drought without a dam. That should be fine. Again, it's only a 3-day drought. Those are not bad at all. But our beavers continue to work and build. So that is awesome. The water starts to dry up, which is sad. That means those trees will stop growing. The trees will not die off. It's food that will normally die off during a drought. Trees will last for, I think it's like 12 days without water, or 8 days. So they can normally last a pretty darn long time. But it's the food that ends up dying. So that's really why you want to get these floodgates. You want to get these dams up, keeping water around. So not only can your beavers pump water and have water during a drought, but also your plants. Now, if you notice on the top left, we ran out of water. The drought has ended, but we are at 0 water. So I'm kind of panicking a little bit, hoping that we don't lose anyone to dehydration, because my goal of this playthrough is to not lose a single person due to dehydration. So I ended up putting together a couple more water storage tanks because I'm not sure why I ran out of water. I thought I had a decent amount. It was only a 3-day drought, and it looks like our floodgates are finished, which is awesome. That's amazing. We'll probably do a tour of them once we actually have water that comes and arrives, but here it is rolling in. It looks like it is coming on down. I'm currently trying to build up another district center so that I can start demolishing some items Some of those berries you can see, I want to demolish them, but here comes the nice water bringing in all that extra nutrients that we need. So next thing we're going to end up doing here is we're going to go ahead and demolish what we currently had built, because I'm like, why would I have a power wheel? Why not just use a water wheel? So I marked to demolish, I move the lumber mill up, and then I choose to put down a power compact water wheel. Again, this will use the water that comes through this path and end up charging the lumber mill, which is great. All I have to do next is demolish these two little, what are they called? I forget what they're called, you guys. There's something though. I have to demolish those two to let water flow. So now all we have to do is we just have to, take care of collecting the rubble and wait for that water wheel to be built, and that will start to power things. So I go ahead and trigger my lumber mill, not my lumber mill, but my water barrel to store water. I build another water pump because I got a little nervous, and then I go ahead and build some platforms so that way we can still cross. The little dam is no longer there, so we can still cross. And here are our floodgates, you guys. They look good. They're all together and synced up. So we have them at height 1, height 1/2. And I realized something. My compact water wheel doesn't generate power. So that's a big waste of time we just did there, and a waste of planks. So I built a steam gauge up here, a stream gauge. It shows that its current is 1.8 centimeters. And this makes sense because it's a big water going through from a large space into a narrow space. And if you ever use a hose, and you put your thumb down and you make it smaller, the area smaller the water has to go through, the pressure increases. So I decide this produces water at 40 horsepower per centimeter squared. At least that's what I call it, centimeter squared. I don't know what the CMS is. So that means that that's going to produce 1.8 or about 72 power, which is enough to power that lumber mill. All it requires is 50. So we're going to go ahead and leave the path as is, because that's going to allow my main district to go ahead and build. And then I'm going to send beavers over to my new district. This is going to allow them to demolish the middle area, the barrier, which will then give me the capability to have that water carry through and down towards my base. So we're going to go ahead and build a staircase, some wooden stairs, just so that way we can go ahead and demolish. And then I realized I didn't have to. The beaver can just reach it. So now we start to already have water flowing in to what I would call our snake river, which is awesome. So now I can literally just delete this district center. I don't need it anymore. The one thing I do still need to do is I still need to demolish the barriers off to the far left. So we go ahead and start building a district center over there. We're going to do a very similar technique where we're going to just go ahead and this one we're going to build a staircase on and platforms, and we're going to go ahead and build them down so that our beavers can get down to it and access the barriers and remove them. And when they do that, that's just going to open up to more water flow that can happen. Our current stream coming down and through is pretty minimal, but this will definitely open things up and make things better. And all I have to do is connect some pathways and send the beavers over and just keep an eye on their food. So what I'm going to do is make sure that they don't die of thirst or hunger. If they're getting close, I'm just going to move the 3 beavers back. It sounds kind of like it's a little cheap and cheating, and it might be, a little bit, but I think that's okay. What's going to end up happening is it's basically a little sneaky way of utilizing the beavers for doing their own thing. And luckily we have this plank workshop going, the lumber mill. So again, all I have to do is place the platforms down and then place the staircases. And once the beavers are ready, they will be able to go down and access. Now, I may have been able to get away with doing something else, maybe building a staircase down onto a platform and then just having them be able to reach it, because I think they can reach it if it's one distance away. But I wasn't sure if that would work, and I figured, hey, if I'm going to have these guys for a limited amount of time because of their food and water, I might as well just make it work completely. I end up adding in a lumberjack flag because, to be honest, things are going a little rough over here. So then we go ahead and mark down our cut tree area, so that way this new lumberjack flag will work, and this plank workshop, the lumber mill, will have plenty of wood. As you can see, we have a little bit of water trickling down. Again, not that much. We still need to remove that other barrier, but the cool thing is this is the idea, right? It comes down Snake River. This is 1 block above my current water source. So once I'm able to kind of block this off with its own set of floodgates, I will be able to store a lot of water in here, and that will just be able to help me get through droughts. You know, surviving a 6-day drought, an 8-day drought, those kind of droughts. So we ended up building the platform. Our beavers is going to be finishing up a staircase. So then all we have left is one little staircase. And this beaver finishes it up and then goes and starts removing the barrier. So this is going to be the last thing. So I go ahead and summon all 3 beavers over to start demolishing these barriers. They are all 3 hungry and thirsty. They're actually getting close to perishing. I am really threading the needle here and risking their lives for, you know, my project, which some people may feel bad about, but I was pretty pumped about it, and we succeeded with flying colors. We got all the barriers destroyed that I wanted to, and now I gotta send my beavers back. They can get all the food, all the water, they can rest up, and probably get back to work. But you know what, folks? That's going to be it for us today. We have our floodgates and our dam in place. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, could you hit that like button and lightly tap the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you get notified when I post more VODs like this? That would be greatly appreciated, you guys. And until next time, maximize your deductions and pay less in taxes. Have an amazing day.